もう付き合っちゃえよ
is a Japanese meme phrase used to express your desire for two characters, usually in a media product, to hook up. This term originates from the anime/manga Frieren, which is excellent if you haven't seen it. Check out my Frieren Nendroids.
Check out my collection of Frieren manga.
But for those who haven't, there are two characters named Fern and Stark who have kind of a will they won't they sort of relationship throughout the manga, and in one scene they get in a sort of teenage lovers not lovers spat, and the priest character Sign intervenes to help them get back on their good terms. After doing this in a very, very calm and collected manner, though, the story immediately cuts to Sign getting hammered in a bar, screaming that these two characters should just hook up already, or
もう付き合っちゃえよ
I already showed you the scene in the anime, but here's the panel in the manga. Now, this scene happened in the 4th volume of the manga, which was released, at least book form, in March 17th of 2021. But it is the anime scene from the 17th episode, released in January of 2024, that this phrase really took off as kind of a meme phrase on the Japanese internet. And we can see it was the anime, not the manga, which caused the interest in this phrase, because if you check out Google Trends, there's a huge spike in, January of 2024. And takeoff it has. It has been adopted as kind of a art format for a bunch of people doing parodies of the scene, but replacing the characters with ones from the media franchise that they're a big fan of. For instance, this artwork here from the artist Tanji Cole is expressing a desire for two characters from the Gundam X series to hook up together with other characters in the series, all doing the same drinking pose as Sign. This account here does a similar thing with characters from Honkai Star Rail. And here you can see art based on a similar will they won't they relationship that has long existed in the show Gegege no Kitaro. Indeed, this coupling is so common and well known, it even has its own name of Kitaneko, coming from the Kitaro and then the name of the female character, Neko Musume. In fact, this scene was so popular on the Japanese internet that people started making products based on it. For instance, there were these custom beer steins made by a company that actually, I guess, just makes custom beer steins based on anime things, which you were able to order for a short period for about $300. But you can't anymore, which makes me sad, and there's nothing I can do about that. This phrase has also spawned a kind of meme template on the Japanese internet, which, ironically, given that this phrasing was popularized by the anime, uses the scene from the manga against a picture of two people that you really want to hook up. Here's one example, here's another example, and here's a third example. And the phrase is actually also even seen used as a hashtag on Pixiv, although who knows if this is actually due to the manga because, well, obviously, while the manga has very much influenced the use of this phrase in the Japanese internet in 2024, 2025, it is not the first place that this phrase was ever used in Japanese. It is very easy to find people using this phrase way before Frieren existed as a media product. That said, this is not the only Japanese term out there which kind of functions as the English now kiss kind of meme. So it's time for this episode's bonus slang, because we also can talk about ここに教会を建てよう, or let's build a church right here. This term has been used on websites like Pixiv and Japanese fanfic sites since at least 2010, if not much earlier. And it initially started as a tag people would attach to pictures, stories, etc. that they found romantic. Because in a lot of these websites, users could actually tag stories rather than just the authors. But while existing for over a decade, this phrase still sees use online for people to state that they really want two characters to hook up, be they two characters in an actual media product or two characters that they're just shipping. Perhaps you like two characters and you bought little standing cards for them, well then you may declare that, hey, let's build a church right here and get these characters married. Or maybe you're watching a TV show and you just really want the characters to hook up instead of, beating around the bush about the whole thing, so you state, let's build a church. Or you ship two famous people, you just want to make a joke about a video. And I certainly found a number of uses of this where someone posted a picture of only one person, so I'm guessing the other person that goes to church is the poster. Now, if you're like, wait a minute, Wes, you said koko ni, shouldn't that be koko de? Well, first off, well done. I'm glad that you know the general use of the Japanese particles. And to be honest with you, the first time I saw this phrase, I thought, wait a minute, de is the particle that's used to show where action occurs. If you're building a church somewhere, shouldn't you use de? Well, actually, no. This phrase is grammatically correct, and the reason why is that tateru, or to build, actually functions like suwaru in Japanese. You don't sit in a chair, you sit towards a chair. Likewise, you don't build something somewhere, although you can if that's a place that you build, but when you're building it, putting it somewhere, you build at. In one of those wonderful moments where the internet is actually still useful, I was able to find a person breaking this down, stating that yes, ni tateru is normal. Their example is very clear. If you say mori de tateru, you are building it in the forest, but you don't know where the house is actually going to end up. Whereas if you say ni tateru, you are building it to exist in the forest. So there you go. In this video, I have given you Japanese meme terms, and I have given you some grammar knowledge. I have put them together, so we're going to build a church in your brain and make them tsukiyachai.